Today, a chance to visit with the candidates who will be running for a two-year position on the school board. And we do have one in studio. We do have prepared comments from the second, so we will run through the forum and the introduction as we usually would here, and introduce you to Misty Hempel. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for taking time to join us here this afternoon. Misty is running for a two-year term on the Board of Education. So let's start. Introduce yourself. I know you've been a member of the community for a while, but for those who don't know you, who is Misty Hempel?
Sure. Well, I have lived in Thief River Falls for about 30 years, and I'm actually a really proud graduate of Lincoln High School. My daughter, Olivia, is also a Lincoln High School graduate, and she currently attends MSUM, pursuing a degree in speech-language pathology. My son, Spencer, is a senior at Lincoln High School. He's super involved in Key Club, choir. He's the swim team manager and also a team member for both hockey and tennis. As for me personally, I work as an insurance agent at Northern State Agency here in Thief River Falls, and I've been incredibly lucky enough to serve on the school board for 16 years.
16 years, is that right?
16 years,
wow.
Yeah.
So does it seem like 16 years, or does it seem like time has flown by?
You know, ask me, I'll probably have a different answer every day. So,
Well, and the kind of maybe a two-part question then. Our second question, probably what prompted you to run initially, and maybe what prompted you over that period to seek re-election.
Sure. Well, so I first ran and was elected to the board in 2009. My original reason was actually I was very passionate about the desire to offer all-day, everyday kindergarten in our school district, which was not something we had at the time. And I'm really proud to say that my daughter and the class of 2023 was the first class to graduate from Lincoln High School that was able to take the opportunity of all-day, everyday kindergarten. So that was kind of the driving force behind my initial candidacy. Ever since then, I've just desired to remain on the board to continue serving the community and the school district that has truly given so much to me and to my kids. I believe in our amazing staff. I believe in the importance of quality and equitable public education. And I believe that we need to provide safe, accepting, and a foundational place for all of our students to learn and grow and thrive.
And again, a continuing effort.
Absolutely.
So, all right, good. One of the big questions, of course, is the referendum vote.
Yes.
And in 3 weeks, we'll be asked to vote on the referendum. Do you approve of the referendum, and why or why not?
It's a great question. Personally, I absolutely support the referendum that we have placed before the voters for November 5th. I believe that a strong school is the foundation of a strong community. And I really think that's where it all begins. Someone did it for me. Someone did it for you. And it's up to us to do it for the next generation. These students are our future employees. They're our future community leaders, our future parents, and they deserve to have the same, if not more, opportunities than we had. I also believe in our staff. You know, they're the front lines in our children's lives, and they should be supported accordingly, honestly. They deserve to work in an environment that feels safe, that feels respected, and conducive to doing their best work, which is educating and supporting our kids.
All right. Good. Thank you for that response. Visiting, by the way, with Misty Hempel, candidate for school board, incumbent candidate for school board, and our candidate forum, again, brought to you in part by Tonnabells and Thief River Falls Radio. Well, the forum, or the referendum, has been on everybody's mind. So if we can maybe just push that off, and what can you identify as the other top issues that face the district? And what do you plan to do or work on if you're reelected?
Sure. Obviously, the referendum is on everyone's mind. And I think that the number one issue that we have right now that people are most aware of is funding, honestly. We've made, approximately $3.7 million in cuts and reductions over the past 7 years, which is incredibly impactful to a district our size. Part of the funding issues are due to declining enrollment. We have graduating class sizes around 140 students, and our incoming kindergarten classes are around the 90 to 100 students. And honestly, that's a trend we expect to continue for the foreseeable future. It's not just a Thief River Falls issue. It's not just an open enrollment issue. It's honestly across the state of Minnesota and beyond. It's a trend that's being noticed at a much grander scale. Families are smaller. There's just simply less children being born. Another part of the funding struggles, there are financial resources that we get from the state of Minnesota. They historically have just not kept up with inflation. That's something that we notice in our personal lives and in our homes. Everything from energy costs to groceries, everything is costing us more than it did a year ago or 5 years ago. As for what I plan to do if I'm elected, I believe our school board needs to remain incredibly fiscally responsible and resourceful. We know that even if the referendum passes, we still need to continue reviewing all of our expenditures and programs and make changes. This isn't going to be a golden ticket for us to just slide right through and nothing is ever going to change. Other areas that we're currently focused on trying to improve, the community is very aware of our bus driver shortage. That's been incredibly difficult for us to navigate. Mental health support and resources for our students, and just staffing in general. It takes a lot of people to safely and effectively run a district of our size. And there's many times that we just don't get applicants to fill the positions. None of these items are a quick or easy fix, but our board and our administrative team work together continuously to brainstorm possible solutions and, ideas for improvement.
You have been on the board for quite a while. Committees. Have you served on committees? Do you have special areas that you've worked on over the years?
Yeah, I enjoy the community outreach committees, and so I'm involved in the community ed programs. When my children were younger, I was really active in our ECFE board, advisory council. Currently I serve on our policy committee, so working on keeping our policies all up to date, reviewed, things of that nature. I also work on the transportation committee, so I'm kind of really involved in this bus driver shortage situation, and something that has been a topic for many, many years, and we saw this coming. So yeah, definitely all of us have many different community or committees that we serve on, and it's a great way to stay involved.
I haven't prepared, but can you maybe give us some insight on how the school responded following COVID? I mean, a lot of things changed over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think the world has changed, honestly, and we learned a lot about what our families need, what our students need, and we really just learned how to navigate things day by day, honestly. We responded the best we could with the knowledge we had at the time. And as everyone learned, every week we learned something new. Every month things changed. But I think coming out of this, we learned a lot about ourselves and the strength of our community and our dedication to just continuing to provide an amazing opportunity educationally and just district-wide for all of our students and our families and our staff.
And without your opponent directly in the room with us, of course, very quickly moving through the forum here, we're going to give you a minute and a half here to again make a final appeal to the voter,
Sure.
and kind of close your time with us.
Yeah, honestly, listening to the 4-year seat candidates yesterday, and I know we'll hear our statement from Diane today. It's just really been super exciting to hear so many people passionate about education and just their willingness to serve our community in this capacity. It's a wonderfully fulfilling job, but it's not easy. And so the willingness that we have from people to step up and honor our staff and our students and our community in this way has been remarkable to see. As someone who's been here for many years, there's years where we haven't had a lot of interest, and then there's years we've had an abundance. So it's been really great. the main takeaway I've had this election cycle is really just to encourage everyone to educate themselves on the issues, candidates, and the facts. Get involved, ask questions, and just reach out. Everyone's vote is important. Everyone's vote matters. From a personal standpoint, I honestly just want to thank the community, the staff of ISD 564, and our incredible students for the support over the last 16 years. Serving on the board has been one of the most fulfilling and rewarding opportunities I honestly ever could have asked for. I had no idea what I was getting into 16 years ago, and I have been honored to be here for this long. If you're willing to have me, I'd love to do it for another 2 years. I believe there's still more work to do, and I really feel pulled to finish what I started, I guess, in a matter of speaking. I'm incredibly proud of our administrative team, our staff, and our amazing students. Being a part of the Prowler family is something I'll always be proud of, and I would truly be grateful for the opportunity to continue to hold a seat at the table and be a voice for our community and our schools.
Misty Hempel, incumbent running for re-election, a 2-year seat on the Thief River Falls Board of Education. Misty, thank you for coming out for a few minutes this afternoon and taking part in our forum.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for running and serving, and good luck.
Thank you.
Misty Hempel joining us this afternoon. Now in response, Diane Lyon was unable to be here, but she did provide written comments, and we will present them to you. They are written in the first person, so I will read them as Diane has presented them, but she did note that her place of business, she's starting her first day in a new role at her place of business today, so timing is everything. And Diane did send along her comments to pass along on our forum today. She introduced herself. My name is Diane Lyon. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce myself and share what I believe most everyone is vitally concerned about in America today, and that is the condition of our children. I want to start out by stating that I just came home yesterday from Washington, D.C., where I and approximately 500,000 women and men, parents and grandparents, professionals and lay people from every walk of life came together to advocate publicly for our children, families, and nation. The event was also viewed by 10 million people internationally as of Sunday. I put my personal time, finances, and attention on what is dear to my heart, and that is our children, families, and nation. I am running for school board to be an advocate for children also locally. I have 29 years of experience working with children and families in several different capacities, from working in the school district, operating as director of several daycare centers, being a leader in community nonprofit organizations, and also being a mother and a grandmother. My adult life has been for the children and families. I will also stand on the side of the children and speak up for their rights. I am unashamed conservative and believe parents have the authority over their children and not the state or school system. I am concerned that our state of Minnesota has taken a stand against children by adhering to agendas that destroy children and families by supporting transgenderism, weakening parental rights, and poor stewardship of funding our Minnesota public schools. As a school board member, my role will be to empower the children, families, teachers, school district, and community. I believe this is successfully done by things that have worked in our past, emphasizing curriculum with strong reading, math, English, history, and biblical morality. I would like to draw attention to our National Forefathers Monument in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which depicts that perfectly. The Pilgrims implemented faith, morality, law, education, liberty, bedrocking this into our society to shape our American culture for 250 years. It is because we have drifted from faith, morality, law, education, liberty, and adapted other philosophies and systems why our local and national state is failing. I believe reapplication to our foundational beginnings will ensure success to our children, families, community, and nation's future. The website, by the way, of the Forefathers Monument is mass.gov/Forefathers Monument for more information. And Diane writes, thank you again for this opportunity to serve our children, families, and community. And thank you in advance for your vote on Election Day, November 5th. Sincerely, Diane Lyon. So those are the comments that were prepared by candidate Lyon in response to today's candidate forum. for that 2-year term on the Independent School District 564 Board of Education. That is our forum today on KTRF. Thanks again to Tonabels for presenting this information. We have a forum scheduled Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with the City Council and mayoral races that are coming up this week here on KTRF.